Hi, I'm Susie, and I'm going to show you how to play Woven Adventures. The objective of the game is for your party to cooperatively venture through 10 story cards without losing all of your hearts. After you set out all the contents of Woven, set out 5 heart tokens and 3 coins. These are the starting amounts for the game. Next, you'll separate the standard story cards from the finale story cards. There are 36 standard cards and 12 finale cards. A standard adventure consists of 9 standard stories and 1 finale. You may shorten or lengthen your adventure by adding or subtracting story cards. After you've separated your story cards, shuffle them up and have players randomly select them from the decks. Once you have your stories and finale, place them into a deck with the finale at the bottom of the stack. This is your adventure deck. Place the unused story cards aside. Next, you'll deal out word cards to each player in the party. You'll follow this chart of players to word cards. You can also find this chart in the adventure guide if you forget. After word cards are dealt out, shuffle the remaining cards and cut them into 2 word decks and set them aside. Players may look at their cards. On each word card, you'll find 4 words and/or numbers. These are the elements that will be used to alter the story. Beneath each word are 1, 2, or 3 icons. These icons determine what kind of word they are. You have descriptions noted by the word bubble, actions use the sword, locations use the pin drop, objects use the cube, characters noted by the little guy, and numbers which use the number sign. The words that have more than 1 icon may be used for any of the necessary word types. Now, you just need a story master. Your party, which is all of the players in the game, must decide who will be the first story master. If you're playing solo, you'll be the story master and the party. The story master is a neutral party member who asks for word cards, reads the story, and makes the choices found on the story card. Each story will have a new story master who will be the player on the left. Back to the story cards! On the back of each story card are 10 icons. These represent the number of word cards needed, which will always be 10. The story master will go down the list of icons, asking for those cards. When asking for word cards as the story master, you may go around the table, ask specific players, or just ask who has the funniest card. The story master can also provide word cards. The cards are collected in a stack that shows just the words chosen. This makes it easier to keep track of when reading. Once all 10 cards are collected and set up, the story master will then flip the story card without revealing the story to the party and read. When reading, you'll insert the words and numbers into the spots with the corresponding icons. This will lead to choices. You will notice that some choices might have an icon within the sentence. Choices with icons will always use the same word card regardless of the selected choice. There are positive, neutral, and negative choices with rewards and punishments that affect the whole party. The story master makes these choices based on the words used before or during the options. Here, the party is weakly attacked, so the outcome could be seen as positive, allowing your party to avoid damage. Or, the party is hit and takes minor damage and loses 1 heart. The party failed the previous choice and is kicked, which makes the party lose 1 heart. Or, being kicked isn't enough damage, so the party could take 0 damage. As stated before, the story master is a neutral party member whose job is to alter the story as they see fit. What one player thinks is good is not the same as what another player might think. So you shouldn't feel bad about giving negative consequences, as you're just spicing up the adventure. The icons next to the choices tell the story master the results of the party's actions. You could lose or gain hearts or coins. The story master also has control over how little or how much the party receives, and may even alter these amounts suggested on the card. Coins are great because between stories you may refill your hearts at just 3 coins a heart. Or, if you like to live dangerously, you may haggle for a cheaper cost of hearts by rolling the die. Once rolled, that is the cost of hearts, and it can't be undone until the next story. In the case that the party would lose their last heart, they may use the final word action. This lets the party swap out a word in the stack for a word in hand that might help their chances. This may only happen once per adventure, so use it wisely. If the party loses all their hearts, it's game over, and the story can be wrapped up with a sad conclusion. When reading, lean into the wild and wacky. Feel free to use voices, gestures, and even make up character names for the party. Some words need a little bit more finesse to function. Here are a few tips and tricks to bring the story to life. If a word leads something to happen, and then the following sentence makes that previous statement untrue or illogical, then use that as a twist or add more information to help make it more coherent. You may also spice up how the words are conveyed in the story. The party can very well use a full skeleton, or you could just say a skull or bones. The party uses a potion of iron. This could be iron skin or iron will, something that conveys strength. Now that you've read through all 9 standard story cards, you made it to the grand finale. The finale card is an all-or-nothing dangerous card. It's what the party has been questing for, so don't lose hope. Before reading the finale, it's fun to do a little catch-up. Highlight all the places and events your party has been through. Once the finale is finished, you may celebrate and count your gold. You've just survived your first adventure! And that's Woven Adventures. Follow Spraycan Games for news on future games.